Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. If you're a new listener, welcome. If you're a veteran, welcome back. Thank you for watching. Hans, I have a question. During protection, when we do protection work,
or obedient,
obedience, but I hear a little bit more. Well, yeah, I guess both of them. But you tell us, don't stand there and hold the leash like you have a skunk at the end of it.
Yeah, be afraid to touch the dog.
Yeah, like
right?
what do you to the general audience here?
Well, it's what Iri used to say. Yeah, he's holding that dog and doing protection. He's holding that dog like as he would have a skunk on the leash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, there was that from Billy Graham. Remember?
Yeah, I read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
posted there. We posted. I'll post it.
Okay.
There.
What he said about courage. Is it the courage part?
Yeah,
I think it was
when
courage.
somebody has a courage that suddenly their spine stiffen up or something to the other people.
Yep.
Right, and it's really important, right?
Yeah.
Because when you train a dog, you want to help the dog. You want to encourage him. You want to tell him that you're part of the team who is fighting.
Yeah.
Right, and the dog will do much better.
Yeah.
We did some training that way the other day.
Yeah.
We knocking the decoy down.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to show some videos here.
Yeah.
And and helping the dog with enthusiasm. A lot of times people, when they praising dogs, they have difficulty to praise the dog with enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Right. They will say, "Good boy,"
Yeah.
And the dog is just like, it doesn't penetrate.
Yeah.
You need to help the dog to say, "Good boy," yeah, kind of his enthusiasm, and the dog picks up on it, and they do better. and when you're working training dog, and the decoy has a suit on and all that, just go ahead and punch the decoy with a fist or with a stick, punch him, right? Push him, and all that. So the dog sees, because it's realistic. That's what's going to happen when shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
If God forbid, right?
Yeah.
And so the dog gets used to it,
Yeah.
And
the decoy, sometimes Garrett, our decoy, he even whacks us. He had the whip or something, like, ow, I'm like, son of a gun. Because I didn't expect that. So that was good because it got me up too,
Yeah, what's his name?
It was...
Who has...
Gus, is it?
Gus. Yeah, Gus.
I wasn't there. I didn't see it.
I told Gus, make it realistic. And he came, and I was there with my dog. And I'm all fart, man. Fragile, And he come, man. And so Gus, and he's a former Phoenix PD and Marine. And he's a bad guy, bad dude, right? And he shot some people, killed them, in the line of duty.
Yeah.
I remember once I called him, he just shot somebody. And I said, Gus, how you doing? Like thinking maybe he feels bad or something, or I just killed a person. He said, oh, fucker deserved it.
He did.
Or he had it coming.
He was a bad guy, right?
Yeah,
he was a bad dude.
That's Gus, man. I love Gus. He's the greatest guy, man. And so we didn't do protection. And, I limped to my truck, and got my dog. Gus was playing the decoy. Mm-hmm. And so I say, Sarko Dursh. And Sarko go crazy, right? And he bites him, and Gus goes, and he start playing it realistic, and he start hitting me.
Yeah.
So hard. I mean, like really hard, right? It hurt.
Yeah, I didn't expect it.
I didn't expect it. I mean, I can take it, but God damn it. I said, oh shit, So I hit him back, and we had this fight, right? And that's what needs to be done,
Yeah.
And I said, Gus, you hit me so hard. And he says, well, you want to keep it realistic? You keep always saying how to put stress on a handler.
Yeah.
So there you go.
He dished it back.
Oh, I wish he would come more often to the training. He's such a good guy.
Yeah, he's got great duck too.
Yeah, yeah. So, it's not really a long podcast for this, but I think it's really important, The dog reads the psychology of the situation, the milieu, the atmosphere, or whatever we call it, the attitude, because the dogs do that, Like I know when I was in Georgia, and those guys, they were great trainers and law enforcement, Gwinnett County, and they would go and practice when there was real cold. They would, when the dust settled, and they arrest the guy and everything was over, They would, but the fire trucks were still there and helicopter was hovering above and, still was pretty active, but it was over.
Yeah.
They would pull a dog and ask some of the guys, can you play a bad guy? One of the cops or whatever, civilian and, in civil dress.
Yeah.
Or would you hide behind, so they went and they were doing the targeting right there. Where that smell of diesel and smell of adrenaline and
sound
testosterone and all that thing happening over there and all that commotion of the cops doing things, and all that running around and firefighters and ambulance and all that, and the dog, they pull him out and the dog would be, like he knew, this is the situation, right?
Yeah.
And then, they would like really wrestle the bad guy, even so it wasn't a bad guy, it was just a training, right?
Yeah.
And the dogs were awesome because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They the dog really reads what's going on,
Yeah.
Like we were driving in a cruiser in a they had the what is it, Chevy Interceptor?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it was a badass car, man.
Yeah.
There's no emission shit on it for the police. It's just for raw power, man.
Yeah.
And the dog in the back, right? And we got call from the radio.
Yeah.
Right, would say, whatever the call code was, I don't know, I'm making it up. King 1, whatever, right? King 1, that means that's a canine call.
Yeah.
Right? And the dog in the back already went, just hearing the radio,
Yeah.
And and the cop would say, "Oh, good boy, hodný pejsak," and all that,
Yeah.
And it's important
so supporting
be with the dog, be the team, be
Yeah. There's not enough discussion, I think, about this topic about being a team of two, right?
Yeah.
There's not
Pack
just
of
one.
two, yeah.
Pack of two. Yeah.
Yeah, but the dogs, they have it in them, genetically encoded through millions of years of genetic memory, and we need to tap into it when we train the dogs. So when you work the dog, I see it all the time. People just hold the leash, and the dog is fighting he thinks, for the life.
Yeah.
If the training set up, the scenario is good enough. And the handler is just like, standing there. So don't stand there like, first of all, you praise the dog, and second of all, fight with the dog.
Yeah.
This is not sport where you don't do this, right, in sport, but in a real protection training, civil protection training, go and hit that decoy.
Yeah.
Hit him.
Yeah.
He'll forgive you. Buy him beer afterwards.
Yeah.
Right? Make it real.
I think sometimes we think the dogs are like a machine.
Right.
And I'm guilty of that too.
Well, a lot, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But a lot of times people, especially the novice people, they're just so stunned by the scenario, mesmerized, not stunned.
Yeah.
By the scenario, they're just kind of standing there, right?
Yeah.
And I remember this, I say it like third time now, I think, Yuri always used to say, don't stand there like you have a skunk on it, just be part of it.
Yeah. For someone that's new to the show, just a little brief thing about
Well, Yuri was the one who created the Czech Border Patrol dogs.
Okay.
Single-handedly. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's why I started importing these dogs to the United States. I was the first one who ever imported these dogs into the United States, Canada, Argentina, all over the world eventually.
Yeah.
Right? People say, well, that's not, there's no way that you were the first. Yeah, I was the first one. Because there were no other, how can I say? Because I know there was no other dogs being imported from that source.
Yeah.
Into the United States.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can attest to that because
they
didn't see much. This was under communism.
Yeah, I contacted Yuri about this, and he didn't have an idea,
Yeah, this was like early 80s.
81.
81, like early, like 80, So this was under communism still, because communism fell in 89. So it wasn't like right now.
Well, Yuri started 81 in Border Patrol, and I contacted him a little later, shortly after.
But right there in the beginning. It wasn't, now we're so used to like.
Before that, they were using the Czechoslovakian wolf dog, which were useless for this type of work.
Yeah. What I'm saying, it was not now, like now, if somebody's listening to this, we're so used to import, export from other Czechoslovakia, Germany, like all this. But back then, under communism, it wasn't that easy. It wasn't like, that's why Hans is the guy. Like that's why you're pretty sure.
Yeah, I smuggled many dogs like that in a trunk of a car, man, from across the border.
Yeah, so.
Going across the border with 5 German Shepherds in a trunk of a car, man.
Yeah, we have a link. Maybe I'll link it. You got to remind me, Hans, maybe in the show notes, because there's a story about Hans's life, and then you can listen to that whole video, which is great. So you kind of share all this, who Yuri is, your relationship.
Right. But going back to this, it's really important to support the dog. Right there.
Yeah.
While you are, and let's say decoy, the dog hits the decoy, let's say with the muzzle, right? Civil decoy.
Yeah.
And the decoy will fall down, and just go and kick him.
Yeah.
Just kick him.
Yeah.
Don't kick him with the tip of your foot.
Hans said kick him.
Don't kick him with the tip of the foot in the kidney or in the teeth, right?
Yeah.
But, acting like kicking him, you know?
Yeah.
And if he has a bodysuit on, kick him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and make it real.
Yeah.
Make it real. Support the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really important.
Yeah. You think, not think, I'm fairly sure I mean, you're just not seeing that much support when they're doing personal protection, or?
No, or it's schematic, a mechanical kind of way, they just go and do this, and then they do that. They just it almost feels like you're going to keel over and start snoring.
Okay.
It's just like, fight.
Yeah.
Teach the dog fight by you fighting the decoy.
Yeah. And you'll get more out of the dog too. The
dogs pick up on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My female, our decoy said we were doing night testing, I guess. And as he was hitting me, we were fighting, she bit harder. As it got more intense, she bit deeper, harder.
Right. It picks up their adrenaline, and that increases their intensity. Yeah, you see? Exactly.
I was right next to her. But but the decoy was feeling that pressure harder and harder.
Right.
Yeah. So
and then it carries into next session. That hardness of the bite.
Because dogs remember. They often Hans, not often, but it depends on the dog or the situation. He says there was like one bite or whatever, and it says put the dog up. And sometimes the people that are new like, oh, okay, why?
I'm paying $50 for
pay $50
for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah. But there's a reason for that, because the dog. Yeah.
Well, make it realistic again. I call it the Fred Krueger effect. I mentioned it in some other video. If you win, you win. Dog did good. He did good. Only way you can, and then when you put that dog up after he did really good, he's gonna sit in that crate and his gear are still spinning, and he's reliving it. You see that movie Last Samurai?
Yeah.
Remember that scene where, that character named Alderin, played by Tom Cruise, was in the streets and they were gonna kill him.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It was kind of dark.
Yeah.
Right.
It was an evening. Yeah.
And he fought them and cut them up and all that and won.
Yeah.
Right. And everybody was dead, and he's just standing there like this with a sword in his head. And suddenly, that scene is running all over through his mind, right? Like he's reliving it again. And that's what's going on with the dog's head too.
Yeah,
it's true. That's how it is. you just relive the scene which you just were in, and you relive it immediately and later on maybe too.
Yeah.
And so there you can, I mean, you will say, well, it's just a movie. No, but it's reality too. I've been in a situation like that. It's exactly how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Well, all right. Well, I guess that's good enough.
Good tips for today. So just support your dog. That's kind of the moral of the
support your local sheriff.
That's right, and that too. Public. It's a public announcement from Hans.
It was a movie, right? It was a.
If you enjoyed this content so far, please subscribe to our channel. Also, Hans has a podcast channel called Dog Training for Life. Check that out so you can listen to the audio version.
Which one? Mighty Python type movies.
Oh, yeah. I didn't watch many of those, but yeah.
Oh, they were funny.
I know. I watched some.
They couldn't make them anymore.
I know. Yeah.
This black sheriff coming in.
Oh no! That was Mel Brooks movie.
Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Mel Brooks movie. It was good.
Yeah.
Humor is dead.
Humor is dying.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for the show, guys. If you're looking for if you want to learn how to build a personal protection dog, Hans has a video series on his website called alpinecaninereel.com. It's in the show notes below. Alpine Canine
It's in
Reel.
the right bottom corner.
Bottom corner to the name, but we always put it in the show notes. So
On the unoriented.
yeah,
Sort of.
if you're watching this on television, that's the only thing with TV is that you can't. I don't know. Maybe they switched it, but it's kind of harder to get to the. It doesn't link. I should say it doesn't link out to the internet like that. So you got to go on your phone or
What
laptop.
is this?
When you're watching YouTube on the television, which I do that too,
Right.
it doesn't connect to the internet, so it cannot link out. You know what I mean? But it's okay because people have
just
their,
when you go on computer or on your phone, remember Alpine Canine Reel, REAL, right?
.com.
And then you're right there.
Yep, and all the videos are there. All the educational videos are there. Also, if you're looking for a puppy or a young adult, a trained dog, Hans is your man. These dogs come in from the Czech Republic, so these are actual Czech
Working dogs.
Phenomenal.
They can do sport, but working dogs should be able to do sport.
Yeah. There's actually I read one of your blogs recently on your forum about this exact topic.
Right.
And they're phenomenal dogs. I have a female from Hans from Junipo, and she's awesome. So please visit Alpine Canine Reel for the videos and call Hans or
call me or text me, whatever.
All that info is down below. And please subscribe, share. It just helps the channel a lot. We really would. We really appreciate it if you do that. And we will see you guys next time.
Ahoy.